Here with Kevin Schmidt, it's the Iowa Heartlanders getting set for a Friday evening matchup against the Kalamazoo Wings. Kevin, a win last weekend against Toledo. Sunday's effort was there. Some tough luck against the Heartlanders beginning of the third period. So what are some of your takeaways from last weekend against the Walleye?
We really responded really well on that Saturday night and had a great game, a great effort against two really good teams going toe-to-toe. So obviously really happy to come away with 2 points in that game. And Sunday, much the same thing, a really close game, playoff type of game, intensity. Goes right into the third period. We're down a goal. We run into some penalty trouble and ultimately, becomes a deciding factor in the game. But again, it's the same old story with our group. We respond really well. We're relentless. We stay with it for a full 60 minutes. Bring the game within one late, and then had maybe an opportunity to tie it up there. So just a really gutsy, great effort from our guys.
When you think about what it takes in a group to do that, I mean, you're down 3-0 early in the third against the best team in the conference, and it's like it could be easy to say this is not our game. What did you see in those next 5 or 6 minutes, given all the frustration and everything that was going on, and the time that they channeled that frustration into something productive?
Good question. I mean, probably the word that stands out right now is commitment to one another. It shows a lot of discipline to be able to stick to, the way we want to play and not getting away from our game plan. And when you fall down 3-0 with, that amount of time left, which was about 11, 12 minutes left to go in the third, if I'm remembering correctly, it's easy to kind of go off script and onto your own page and try to make things happen, and usually that's when it kind of snowballs into more trouble for you, and you don't really give yourself the best chance. So a really good job of staying disciplined, to the game plan, and just unbelievable leadership and commitment from each guy, and kind of fighting the right way for each other. And ultimately that's what you have to do, because it gives you the best chance to get back in and win hockey games. And that's what we did. We got right back in there and gave ourselves the best chance. So it's nice to see, when we are committed and stay disciplined in those situations, that we're able to, get rewarded with a couple of goals and give ourselves an opportunity to tie it up.
As a whole, that was the first time, given everything, all the call-ups, all the injuries, that Iowa had a losing record in a weekend since the Wheeling weekend. And what I mean by that is, there's been times the Heartlanders have lost twice, but they've been 500 or above in every other weekend with all these 3-3s, and oftentimes playing short in the lineup, or guys are being thrust into positions that might be a little bit, higher lines or higher pairings sort of things than maybe it would have been designed up on a piece of paper at the start of the year. So to see the guys be able to exceed during this time, given all the injuries and all the call-ups, what have you and Derek, what are some words that come to mind when you and Derek think about how the last month's gone?
Again, it just shows the character and the group of guys we have in that locker room. And, that's kind of where we've stressed our emphasis on, playing together and one another. And, ultimately at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter who's in or out of the lineup. We want to play a certain style, and we have certain standards and expectations that we want to play to, and that's regardless of who's in or out. So the kind of expectations and the standards remain the same. Obviously, you want a full, healthy lineup, and having the best players available to play. But that being said, our standards and expectations remain the same. So it's just great that our group has that mentality, embraces that mentality, and that's what gives us such a good chance.
Penalty killing wise, obviously the percentage has kind of gone up and down a little bit throughout the year. I know that the 5-on-3 goals are sort of like not even fair from last weekend in the Sunday game, with Toledo getting gift wrapped a couple 5-on-3s in a 20-second span. But in terms of how do you feel the penalty kill has progressed over the last few weeks?
I think it has progressed. It's a process, and statistically, it's not where you'd want it to be. I think you have higher kind of expectations for it, and kind of a benchmark of where you hope it would be to give yourself the best chance to be successful. But that's just being kind of result focused, and we're really pleased with the way the process is going. And I think if we just keep we keep at it and we stay disciplined within that, and keep trying to get better and find those areas to improve upon, which we do have. You just kind of focus on the process and believe that we'll get the results down the road. Ultimately when they matter most. So that being said, I think it's improving. I think it's evolving. I think it's going to be where we all hope it needs to be and should be.
Kevin, thanks again for a few minutes. Appreciate it.
Okay, David, thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. It's the Heartlanders and the Kalamazoo Wings here in Coralville.